You're listening to Around Comics. Listening to Around Comics, you're probably watching Around Comics 2 live on YouTube. Every Thursday night, we're live on YouTube in case you are only a listener and not a viewer of Around Comics. You can also watch us live on YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and Facebook and all those places where you can always find Around Comics at Around Comics on Twitter and Instagram and all the different things, or at aroundcomics.com. This is episode 407, the new view, the same old.
You are all professional. That was.
You like that? That was not bad, huh?
Yeah. I know. You got your radio voice going.
Got it going on.
Trying 407 episodes it took, but
yeah. Well, you know, I'm a late bloomer. I feel as if I'm just getting into my best years at 51 tomorrow. Actually. So yeah. So
well, happy birthday, bud.
Thank you. Thanks, man. Yeah.
I would have gotten an alert probably at 12:01.
Probably.
Sal's birthday. Call him now.
What's going on, my friend? How's things? I feel like my camera is a little close to me.
I want to see what's over there.
So this stuff?
Yeah.
That's records. There's some comic books.
Ooh,
there's some toys.
Is that the complete Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh yeah, that's my favorite thing ever. If you look up a little, there's some toys. Yeah. We got the Green Lantern and Boba Fett. Yeah, we got a new angle here. I have a new view. I set up. You inspired me to set up a different camera angle and get a cart and do that.
Yeah, the cart makes it easy if you just want to like change the studio.
Yeah,
there you go. Right. Now you see some of my art.
There you go. That's a nice view. I don't have the nice views that as good of views as you have. My base. This is my basement. I got a little bit of art there. There's some art. There's the Crypt Keeper. He keeps me company. And
very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Well, speaking of Boba Fett over there, I should Boba Fett.
He's always watching me.
I will go ahead and plug our Patreon exclusive show, ACTV, where Sal and I talk about all sorts of TV and movies and video games occasionally. And I have a feeling that we will talk at least for 10 or 15 minutes about Book of Boba Fett.
Boba Fett.
The book of it's really a Mandalorian show.
I saw a meme today. Someone was like, "Hey, are you gonna have?" It was Robert Rodriguez, and it was like, "Hey, you gonna have any of that Boba Fett in your Boba Fett show?" And it's like, I don't care because it's better when it's the Mandalorian. Better with it really is.
As soon as it was the episode with Mando, I was like, "Oh, thank God, this is fun to watch."
Yeah, it's so much fun. Mando's awesome. I still want a Bill Burr led sort of caper heist show. I think that would be fun as hell. But I don't know. The whole Boba Fett thing. I know we had that gunslinger alien dude that you said was some sort of
he's a bounty hunter. He started back in the animated series. So yeah,
he was cool looking and
well, you said it. He's Lee Van Cleef.
Yeah, that's what I felt like. He was Lee Van Cleef. He from Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. He's just the hat, and I thought they did a pretty good job of the Western gear in the Star Wars universe. Although it's a little weird. Like, I love Timothy Olyphant, but he's such a cowboy that it's just like he's just being a cowboy. Like, okay, why is this section of Tatooine cowboys? And you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of
a Western, man. It's a Western.
It is.
Yeah.
I get
it. Have you watched all the way through? No spoilers here, but
I did not watch the last episode.
All right, well, stick around. There is a mid-credits extra scene that's worth sticking around for.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I mean, listen, Boba Fett could be terrible, and I'll still probably watch it. It's Boba Fett, and it's new Star Wars stuff that isn't terrible, so it's fun to watch regardless.
It's fun, and it's silly. It definitely has that serial aspect to it, which I think is something
Yeah.
that Lucas obviously was really his heart was there, and I think that Favreau has probably adopted some of that same
Probably
love of the serial.
probably like 10 years from now, we'll look back on Book of Boba Fett and be like, it was actually really, really good. It wasn't what we were expecting. It was, no, you don't think
No,
that's,
no, I don't think I do not think it's going to age well. But
no. All right.
yeah,
All
much
right.
like
Well,
Boba Fett himself.
it is, but here's
Um,
the thing. Much like Boba Fett. It is very Star Warsy. I mean, it is way more like the original trilogy, I feel, than most everything else. And certainly Mandalorian.
yeah,
Mandalorian's amazing, but it's not like the original trilogy. It's its own thing.
yep.
Um, but I honestly think Book of Boba Fett is, in a lot of ways, very much like the original trilogy in a lot of ways,
Sure.
and in that it does have that serial. So why are we talking so much about the Book
I
of
don't,
Boba
yeah,
Fett?
exactly. We'll talk about so ACTV. You can get
Yeah,
that by becoming a patron, which you can do at patreon.com/around comics. And
and
yeah,
I just wanted to mention there is soon going to be another additional reason why you might want to become a patron for Around Comics. I won't spoil the reason why, but you'll find out probably
yeah,
next week why
yeah.
you would be.
And we'll have some more TV talk when Tom comes in, which Tom will be here in a few minutes. But you guys were absolutely fucking dead on about Righteous Gemstones.
Oh,
I can't stop watching it. It's
anything Danny McBride does. If Danny McBride is in it, he's like must watch TV. He's just so funny, and
so
he's so
save
good
it for
at.
Tom.
Yeah,
Save it for
yeah.
Tom.
All right. Well, what should we talk about then? Should we talk? I mean, we could talk comics, but Tom's not here. I know
Well,
he wants to.
we'll what because I know that Tom loves talking about industry news. You said that there in our little text thread today. You said that there was some comic book related
Oh,
news that you wanted to chat about.
yeah, there was. It was an interesting thing I saw. Well, it wasn't. I mean, I guess it's news, but it was. I actually. So Greg Smallwood, the artist,
Mhm.
we've talked about him here recently. He's on the Human Target with Tom King. Terrific,
He's awesome. He's awesome.
awesome artist.
Yeah.
Well, evidently, he tweeted out today some frustration at Marvel. He was working on a Marvel book. I think it was a issue of Elektra, red, black, white, and whatever. The sort of
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Black, white,
due
and
to
red. Or whatever.
yeah, black, white, and red, whatever. Due to some uh, time constraints, he had some
Mhm.
deadlines, some other deadlines. They came to him wanting him to make some changes, some last minute changes in the book, and
Mhm.
he didn't have time to do it, and they went ahead and did it themselves, and he was not really happy about it and
So
tweeted.
they had Kurt Swan came in and redrew all of the heads.
No, it wasn't that egregious. I mean, honestly, he tweeted some of the
Yeah.
pictures, and some of it I was like, I didn't really even notice. I mean, it was some of the differences were so small I couldn't really tell, but there were a couple of things that were pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, not real great.
So as an art director,
Well, this was my
I
question. It
it's
is
at the end of the day, you are a paid illustrator for a client that owns that property. So technically, I think that the way I feel about it, and I know that it's art, and that's the great debate, right? Is it
right.
art or is it commercial art? And those are two very different things. And it's like my boss, who I get along with very well, but he makes design decisions that I don't always agree with.
Yeah,
But guess what? He's my boss. And at the end of
exactly.
the day, if he says I want it blue, I don't want it red, then it's gonna be blue.
And
Whether I make it blue or not.
yeah, and here, I mean, here's the thing. It's like I love Greg Smallwood's work.
Mhm.
I completely, absolutely, 100% am behind the artist in the sense of like,
Mhm.
you want it to look how you want it to look, and that's great. But the reality is, you couldn't fix the things that they wanted to fix, and they're paying you to do the art, so it is theirs. And I guess you have the right to some degree to come out and be like, well, I'm not really happy with this, but at the end of the day, like it's one. It's I didn't think it was that huge of a deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing because
It's a
if
weird
you
thing.
don't know if you
Yeah.
don't know Greg Smallwood and you pick that book up and it's the first time you see his art
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to the Human Target, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like you may have a completely different perspective on his work and whether or not you want to continue to buy his stuff. Where
Yeah.
so it has a bigger
Here,
reach.
here's where, and this is a weird comparison, but I'm an art director, but I also have done a lot of photography work in my career, and I don't supply clients the raw files that I shoot. I supply them with finished high res JPEGs, right? And the
Right.
reason I do that is because I feel like my finished work are the processed JPEGs, not the raw files right off the camera. And while technically they, I guess, would own them, I feel like that is part of the process that isn't finished. And I've had customers that have asked me for raw files, and I don't like giving them up because they can do things with those that reflect on me as a photographer
Yeah.
because they're not processed correctly.
No, certainly.
So I mean, I've just given both sides of that argument, I guess, from a paid creative standpoint, right?
No, yeah, and I get it. I get it on both sides of it. I get the fact that you would think, you would hope at least, because the changes were so small. I mean, one of them was like it was a person's eyes, and they like when Smallwood drew it, and the eyes were almost just black and small, and they
Mm-hmm.
kind of put like whites of their eyes, and it looked bad. It didn't look good. It was not a very good job. I mean, I think that's part of it too. Is like, who did this?
Yeah,
Who did you fucking get to do this work?
yeah.
But
A pre-press person.
yeah, right. I
It was
I get it.
probably.
I understand it. But it is this sort of weird, gray line
Yeah.
of, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you,
Well,
man.
I know Robert Kirkman, among other people, would say, well, there's your reason to go make comics at Image,
This is true.
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have that option as well. And yeah,
Hmm.
when you're getting paid by somebody, they kind of have, you know, I've always felt like once you sell your art, it's their property now. It's no
Yeah,
longer yours. And
yeah.
but there's
Now,
there's there's a lot of gray
yeah.
there.
Um, Another gray area on that, and I just think of it because of what's behind me. So who owns that art?
That's behind you on the wall.
Yeah,
Well, you do,
yeah.
but you can't
So
publish it. You
okay.
don't. You own that physical piece of art. You
Hmm.
do not own the publishing rights to that piece of art. So there's two separate things,
Okay.
in my eyes. But you own that piece of art. But
Yeah. So
whoever,
so some of my favorite things to buy are the artist editions, which are, there's the rest of my room and my table. So love
now
those artist editions.
you're just showing off. You never even. Oh, you unplugged your camera. Really great job.
So
Nice work.
can you still hear me?
I can still hear you. I cannot
All
see
right,
you at
so
all.
I'll fix that. So
You've never looked better. You've
yeah,
never
I know,
looked better.
right? It's a face for radio. So my question is that's why you don't have like private art collectors publishing their own original art books like the artist editions. Like the artist editions are licensed. Like
Yeah.
IDW licenses those from um, DC or Marvel or whoever, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know the ins and outs of all
Yeah.
of it, but just on a very rudimentary level,
Yeah.
I would imagine it's like, well,
So I couldn't take like all of this and like do a Kickstarter and say, here, I'm going to make a book of all of my original art and have it published.
I think you would have some lawsuits on that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think
I'm
Marvel and
not going to do
DC.
that, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think that you'd be able to do that. I think that I mean, you might be in breach of contract right now just showing it on this video.
No.
Possibly. I don't know. You might get a cease and desist. You might have to take down all your original art,
If you
my
can,
friend.
if you can pick anything, It's
it's high res. It's high definition.
Yeah, that's a 100 bullets page from Eduardo Rizzo, and
he's gonna see.
Yep, that's
he's gonna knife you.
I got Christian Alame pretty drunk one night and really bargained down the price on that. That's what Doug Mankey with Christian Alame. That's out of the Infinite Superman.
That was kind of your MO. You were a bit of a, kind of took advantage of people. I'd say you're almost an art rapist in some ways.
No.
You're the R. Kelly of original comic art. No, you're the Bill Cosby of original.
Yeah, just get them drunk and then have them surrender. You remember Norton used to just like throw pages at us. He's like, here.
Yeah. Norton had he had a lot of, I think, self-respect issues. I think Mike at the time, I think he was dealing with some. All right.
Yeah. Before we go through, I don't know if there was a huge market for Queen and Country pages at that time. So maybe I was happy.
Yeah. I have to pull up this comment here. We have one of the comments on the Facebook page by Christopher Braddock, and he said, Chris, I'm going to stick up for you. I'm in the Deep South and I love curling. Sal and Tom suck for making fun. Sorry, I just listened to that episode when you were MIA. I don't know what living in the Deep South has to do with it, but
so I want to know where in the Deep South, because there are curling clubs popping up all over the place. They just opened up a curling club in Austin, Texas.
Chris, we don't. Tom and I don't hate curling.
I know.
We just hate the fact that when Chris starts talking about curling, he doesn't shut up about curling. It's like when I start talking about jiu-jitsu. It's the same thing. I'm sure everyone that knows me hates jiu-jitsu, even though they just hate me.
Yeah. It is also part of the shtick, and
it is. It's just inside baseball. It's just kind of what we do.
Even though I am. If no one has ever questioned, I am fucking passionate about the sport.
No, for sure that you are, and hey, I've come to watch you play. I've come to and supported you and rooted you on
all the way around the corner from your house.
I know it was a far drive.
You could probably hit that curling club with a 7-iron from your house.
Not a 7-iron, but maybe a
driver,
maybe a
3-wood.
Although I'll shank that pretty good. A driver for sure. I'd crank it over.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know on the Greenwood stuff. I kind of on this one kind of fall on the side of Marvel. Is it Marvel? Was it Marvel or DC?
It was Marvel. Yeah,
it was
an Electro book.
Oh, it's an Electro book. Yeah. I'm kind of with Marvel on that one. I mean, they hired the guy to draw something, and then they needed to make a change to it. It's their problem.
I mean, I suppose he has I guess he has a right to bitch about it, but it's like, well, I don't think you're doing yourself any favors of maybe getting work. Maybe you don't want to work for Marvel anymore, and you don't give a shit. But it's a weird thing. It's definitely a weird thing. I don't know. It's too bad. It's unfortunate that such a good artist ran into that kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, maybe that Robert Kirkman or Mark Miller Greenwood.
Give me a second.
Next week.
Oh, Tom's here, but he's unprepared. He's up. He's not, and now he's gone. Now Tom's gone again. He was here for just a brief second, but that's all you get at Tom. Sorry, we have to really ration Tom out on the show.
407 episodes, folks.
You get
407 episodes.
It's we are nothing if not professional. I can't wait. So I have something for later on in the show. I don't want to do it now, but there's another. It wasn't news, but it was something I took note of, and then I went way too far with. But I think you guys will enjoy it when we get to it. So don't let me forget about that.
You went down a rabbit hole.
I did. Well, I'll just say this. I did some math. So I did some math and physics. So we'll get to that. But
nice.
There was another news thing, and just briefly, I guess there was someone on Twitter. This is where we get our news these days. But someone on Twitter posted some videos they made of comparison between some Jolee Jones art and another artist, an X-Men artist that worked with Jonathan Hickman, where she basically and it's pretty obvious that she basically traced.
Oh, she aped it.
Yeah, of someone else's work, and not like from a long time ago, from like a couple of years ago. It's
Like,
pretty obvious, and it's like, oh, that's I guess.
Where do you compare that to like a comedian joke stealing? Right? Is
That's a
that kind of the
good
same
question.
thing?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit. Hi, Tom.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? You
Yeah,
look a little
just-
frustrated.
You guys crack
just-
me up because it's
Just
it's
parenting.
it's the changing of the views to show all your bookshelves.
Well, we got to compete, man. It's
I know,
we
right?
Yeah.
I got to get rid of all those stupid records up there though, and put some comic books because there's too many records.
Yeah.
We're just trying to look good on video.
What's
just
up, Thomas?
parenting.
Parenting.
Yeah, just
which one?
all of them. Both.
Just parenting. It wears
Just
you down.
parenting.
It makes you
Yeah.
tired. It exhausts
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. It's a lot.
You look like you went like 5 rounds with your kids tonight.
Yeah, I did.
You look like you need a whiskey.
Yeah. I didn't have. Yeah. I'm going to have one right after this. Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about Jolee Jones was caught stealing art, or not stealing art, but aping someone else's art.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's outrage.
What the hell?
Yeah, there was a big Twitter kerfuffle about
Oh.
it, and I guess she traced someone else's artwork for I don't even know what the book was. I can't remember what the book was. Something she was doing.
It's like Black Canary sure does look a lot like Elektra.
It was like Rogue, and I mean it was identical. It wasn't even. It was even like the way the hair was sort of coming off and everything about it, the pose, everything. It was the lighting, everything was identical. It was just a different costume and like different color hair.
Funny.
But yeah, your question was, do you compare that to like joke stealing? Yeah, I guess so. It's something like that. I mean, I think joke stealing is worse, maybe. But yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, I understand, and people were sort of like, well, the deadlines and this and that. It's like, yeah, but that doesn't. I don't know if that makes it better. I get it. It's hard. It's hard to be a comic book artist, and to be under a deadline and just like, but why would you like I can understand tracing like like Greg Land got a lot of shit because he traced photos out of like magazines and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, well, time constraints.
That almost became just his fucking style.
Yeah,
yeah.
But like to ape someone else's art style is really kind of weird because then you're like pretending that. And Jolee Jones is a really good artist, so it's a that's a weird fucking thing. I don't know. I mean, it's not whatever. Like, who gives a shit at the end of the day, other than the two artists?
It's weird because I mean, obviously is worked in the obviously doesn't need to trace every panel to produce comics.
No, it was just well, as far as we know, but who knows? That's the weird thing. Like that's the question that opens. It's a door. It's a slippery slope, man.
Who figured it out?
I don't know. Some asshole on Twitter.
The internet.
Some fucking nosy. Some dude on Twitter with way too much fucking time on their hands. Like, how do you
about to say?
So the reason we were talking about this is because you weren't on yet, Tom, and I know how much you love to talk about industry news.
Yes.
So we figured that we'd use that.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my favorite topic.
Would you like to talk about the direct market?
Oh, I'd love to. Yeah, my favorite thing.
It's Tom. It's the No Tom News. That's what we're going.
Industry news. Industry news.
We used to have.
What's going on?
We used to do it every week. I remember back in the day. I would spend hours a week combing comic book news websites and pulling stories to talk about. I'm glad we don't.
None of it's news.
No, it's all.
Most of it never happens.
What is news anymore? Is there anything? Yeah. Do we even have news any longer?
Yeah. Right.
I don't even know.
Tactical Chris Q.
The glasses are so far away.
There's no news.
So far away right now.
That bit's already done. We've destroyed that bit.
Yeah, Tactical Chris may make an appearance, many months from now, but I think we're good. But we won't talk about news anymore. We'll talk about new comics, right?
That sounds good. I like
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
comics.
There's one I think that we all read that I'll just kind of like punt into the pile here to talk about. The new Maestro. Was it World War M?
World War M.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone know why he's called Maestro? Why
Nope.
he calls him? Is there
I
any
was going to
reason?
ask you guys the same thing.
I don't know.
It seems like just like I don't know when did Hulk first become Maestro? Like, do we even know
this
that?
is my other question. This
No.
is not Wastelanders, right? It's not the Wastelanders universe.
I think it is actually. I think it came out of that. I don't know the answers to all these questions.
Yeah.
Where's what's his name? What's the guy that always answers all of our questions on YouTube? I don't know. I know it's Peter David. I think
Yeah.
that
We'll talk about that in a minute.
I think that it kind of started the whole Wastelanders thing. All right. First appeared main antagonist in Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect, number 1 and 2, December 1992 and 1993. Character was created by Peter David. Let's see if it says anything.
So it's a future Hulk.
Yeah, possesses
timeline.
Bruce
So-
Banner's
Yeah, 'cause
intellect.
we'll talk about this is kind of when Wastelanders started, which is our book. It's our trade talk book. So that's Old Man Logan.
After a devastating nuclear war destroyed most of the human race, the Hulk and a group of other radiation-empowered heroes were captured by AIM and MODOK, with the goal of eventually analyzing their physiologies to recreate their immunity to radiation. However, about 100 years afterwards, the Hulk, now operating in a state where he had Bruce Banner's intelligence, broke out of the VR machine they were using to keep and contain, and decided to work on rebuilding the world himself. So, yeah, that was like 92, and he's popped up here in these stories, these Maestro stories, but I still have no idea why he's called Maestro. I don't know.
Yeah.
It seems like it's just such a 90s thing. Doesn't it seem like such a Maestro? Like,
The Maestro.
the Maestro.
The name is weird, but I don't know. What do you guys think? This is like the first Maestro book I've read. I didn't feel lost ever. I mean, they did a nice job of just like kind of catching you up. What do you think of the actual book?
I mean, you don't need to know much. You don't need to know much.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward thing. I mean, even though it's in the future, but it's just like the badass Hulk rampaging. The thing I kind of laugh about, but I also enjoy about Maestro books is it's sort of like inevitable. The Hulk always is going to win. He's so overpowered in this future, and it's just a matter of like, okay, how do we come up with a way to try and make it seem like maybe someone's going to kill him or beat him or capture him? And then how does he get out of it? Because he's just so fucking strong. And he can't die essentially. So, but yeah, this one was, I mean, it was good.
Yeah.
You had the Abomination, the Return of the Abomination, I guess.
Old Man MODOK.
Old Doc, yeah.
Old Doc.
MODOK.
Is that Old Doc?
Old Doc.
Yeah. He had a very Peter David sort of Abomination being self-reflective.
Right, he's sitting on the dock, just thinking about
Just,
Russia, Mother Russia,
thinking about his own life and what his future holds. I thought that was a nice Peter David moment for. I mean, it's like all in the future, the only things left are all like the cockroaches or all the villains. Like Dr. Doom still like.
Right.
Holding on barely, and like all these bad guys barely keeping it together. So it was fun. It was a fun read.
Yeah,
it's a little. He's able to kind of let loose a little bit in this world because it's not attached to anything else. It's way in the future. Anything can kind of happen, and the Hulk is incredibly brutal. He kills at will. I mean, he's and just does whatever he kind of wants on this earth. And he's an interesting kind of. It reminds me of something, and it kind of has a little bit of a Game of Thrones, or at least some of the previous Maestro books have had a little bit of a Game of Thrones because there were sort of these pockets of civilization, each ruled by a different, kind of group or person, whether it was Dr. Doom or whoever it might be, and then he just kind of went around and wasted them all.
he had to unite the clans,
basically, and
Yeah.
he just it's interesting, but it reminds me of something else, and I can't think of what it is. Where it's just like he's just waiting. He just wades through. It's just there's this inevitability of the Hulk in this book that somebody's going to throw stuff at him, but eventually he's going to figure a way out of it, and that's kind of the fun of it. Like the writer has to. I think that's the conceit. It's like the writer's just sort of like, okay, we know the Hulk's going to win, but how do we make it interesting?
Well, I think that it was interesting. Peter David actually, through dialogue, made a point of the Abomination pointing out to Bruce Banner that he had beaten the Hulk previously. And so, that's kind of setting up, we know the Hulk is going to win. So, yeah, the inevitability is still there. But that at least, puts a shadow of a doubt and that you are dealing with a, with a antagonist that is as powerful.
He was in his virtual reality world. He beat the Hulk.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think that's probably what we'll find out. Right.
Yeah. Is that, the Maestro will win. The Abomination the Abomination, he found love inside his virtual reality world.
Yeah.
He was a general, or wasn't he?
Yeah.
General.
And can we
Kremlin.
please finally have an Abomination in a Hulk movie like Abomination was in Shang-Chi?
Hopefully. I mean, I don't even know if they're doing any more Hulk movies ever, but I know there's been some rumor. But yeah, the Abomination, and it's like, why that was one of those moments in that that was the Eric Bana. Was that the Eric Bana or the
No,
that was the Ed Norton.
Ed Norton.
And it's like, I like that movie, actually. I like Ed Norton. I liked how they kind of, it was a little more subtle, at least up until the last act. And then it just completely goes fucking bonkers, and you have the Abomination, but it's like, why change him? Why make him look like, less than what he looks like? Like, why, at least try to make him look like.
I think the fin ears are cool, man.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen
right?
Yeah, give him the fin ears.
Fin
ears are nothing.
And they gave him nothing.
Petition. We can petition Disney.
They
my Abomination. Not my Abomination.
Not my hashtag not my Abomination.
My Abomination.
Hashtag your Abomination is an abomination.
Yeah. Not mine. They're already ruined Boba Fett. Now they're
God damn.
Oh, I ended up liking it. I was like, yeah, this is fun. My kid loved it.
I didn't finish it yet. I'm one episode behind still, but
I gotta watch. Hey, before I was just gonna. We can jump back for a second. I told Sal that you guys are completely right about Righteous Gemstones. I can't stop watching that show right now. It's awesome.
There you go. Yeah.
No, I don't know why you would ever. I don't know why you would ever doubt us. I mean,
you're not.
Tom and I are
guys. You're not always right.
We're always
when
right.
both
we're always
agree
right
on something.
Tom, aren't we always right?
Yes.
See,
curling is boring. I assume I missed the curling talk.
Yeah, you did.
Oh man, I was hoping to get a breakdown of what's going on and
Tom, it's the Olympics. It's my time to shine once every 4 years.
Yeah. What's happening? What's is America?
What's the buzz?
The American men probably won't get on the podium, and that's fine. They won the gold medal.
Losers.
Watch out, the women. The women are playing really well right now, and it's a very likable team. So you got two curlers out of the Madison Curling Club. So you're local.
Not one of those asshole curling teams. The showboats.
Oh, like the
Homan
team. That would be the Rachel Homan team out of Ontario. So
yeah, the
Canadian men. I'm actually rooting for the Canadian men. It's my favorite.
Yeah,
that would be Team Jacobs out of Northern Ontario. Those guys.
I want to see a curling team to do the Generation X. Suck it. When they hit Yeah, I don't know when they hit
Yeah.
like whatever a stone,
whatever.
10,
When they
yeah,
gently
point. When they get a
tap one
point,
stone.
yeah,
The vice for the Team USA, Chris Plies, is a little bit like that.
we don't
Like a Pete Weber, like
Yeah, the bowler.
you know, yeah, you know, like that vibe.
Oh!
Who's
Right?
the man? I'm
Yeah.
the man.
They're
He was
kind of like
so-
creepy pedophile bragging, you know, that kind of
Me.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I want to see more trash talking.
yeah,
I
that
think
guy's
that's
crazy.
what I think that's what will bring curling
That's what-
to the next level is
that's what
when
curling's
you get
missing.
like
I think
yeah.
curling's fine.
It's just like needs like a little the theatrics, you know, like it needs the celebrations, you know, like
Passion. We want passion in our curling,
passion,
in our
the
curlers.
sack dances, the taunting. Like
You guys are terrible. All right, talk more comics. You're just being mean now. You're just being mean.
No, not at all. We're
no, it's the one that's what's missing. The rate NBC's ratings would be better if like all the curlers were talking shit after they like knocked one of these stone out of the way. Like just like oh,
it's not the spirit of the game, man. It's a very polite sport.
God. That's why America's not going to be on the fucking podium.
We're not polite.
No one cares. No one gives a shit. Come in first or you're last. That's
just a second is just first loser.
Yeah, first loser.
Right. Everybody gets a fucking gold medal in this pansy ass Olympic game.
Stop. Oh, you're gonna put the glasses on now. All right. What else
Yeah.
did you guys read? I threw Maestro out there.
I read Suicide Squad Blaze #1.
Oh, yeah, I read
I'm like
that.
halfway through it, man. Those fucking 50-page DC
They're
Black
right.
books, they're fucking dense.
It is. There's a lot in this book. I you know, it's funny you say that because I shit you not. I got about 30 pages in. I'm like, how much of this book is left?
I gotta take a break, man.
Yeah.
Simon Spurrier, lots of words, my friend. Oh my god.
Chris is getting sleepy.
Yeah,
I really
this one up into two.
I really liked it though. It was interesting. It was a completely different sort of Suicide Squad. And I loved how he kind of sets you up to think like, oh, this is going to be kind of a straightforward Suicide Squad mission, but it's not. It's very bizarre. There's this superhuman out there that's essentially, I guess, a serial killer, right? Like that's what it seems like, and nobody seems to be able to have, even like Superman and all the superheroes don't have any answers for it. The Suicide Squad has a plan. Waller tries to recruit Peacemaker and Harley Quinn and King Shark and Captain Boomerang to get pumped up with some sort of like super venom juice or whatever.
Yeah,
and
that will make them basically unstoppable.
Right.
But then they'll die in a month.
Yeah, that's the downside. I mean, there's a downside.
What did Captain Boomerang say? Fuck that.
Fuck that. Yeah. What anyone would say. Fuck you. But so yeah, they're like fuck that, and then they have to kind of go to Plan B, and that's what kind of the book is about, is Plan B. And I don't want to spoil too much of it because I found it interesting in a lot of different ways. Of just like, it was really dark. The concept of sort of this superpowered serial killer, it reminded me a little bit of like Miracle Man in that sense, like the darkness of it. But then eventually when it gets into the story about it and sort of the people we're following, I found it really compelling. I found that character compelling because he was one, the narrator of the book, but also like he kind of a loser and has his own kind of things going on outside of this completely, this story completely. But yeah, it was really, I like the art a lot. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the narration, I thought that was a nice little twist because they're giving you all the breadcrumbs to make you think that it's Waller is the narrator.
Right.
And then it's just this guy. Which I thought was
dropping the crumbs.
It was, yeah. It was very, elegantly done. It's what Simon Spurrier is that who wrote it?
That is who wrote it. It was Simon Spurrier. This is another Black Label book. Essentially, it's all I read anymore is Black Label. Just keep making Black Label comics, DC, and I'll keep reading.
Who is the artist on that again? I don't have mine in front of me.
It is Aaron Campbell.
Yeah,
It's really good.
it's awesome.
Colors by Jordi Bellari and letters by
It's
Belair.
Jordi Belair. Yeah.
Belair. Belair. I like the Italian pronunciation of it, Bellari.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've been watching. I
believe that she's Scottish.
Oh,
I was watching. Well, that's not a Scottish name. Come on.
Irish. It's she was with Declan Shelby. I think they were partners or still are. Whatever.
Who gives a shit?
I'm just saying. We know these people.
You didn't let me get to my joke though. I was going to say I like the Italian version. I've been watching House of Gucci with Lady Gaga's terrible Italian accent. But no, it was more important we find out who Jordi Bellari's fucking. Thanks a lot, Chris, for stepping on my joke. God damn it.
Very good joke.
Well, not now. After you fucking crushed it.
Yeah, just ruin your timing.
It's just the intense accents. It's just really.
Is it worth watching?
It was kind of interesting from the sense that I didn't know anything about Gucci, and that was kind of. And I thought, what's his name?
Driver?
No. Adam Driver's fine. God, the guy who played Joker in the newer
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. He plays Paulo Gucci, and it's kind of, I don't know. Part of me thinks it's just ridiculous and completely terrible, and then part of me is like, I don't know. There's some genius in there too. Like some of what he's doing is so funny. It's brilliant. I don't know if he's trying to be funny or not, but it is really funny because he's such a caricature. And I didn't even know it was him. I went into the movie. I didn't know that. That it was Jared Leto until like, I don't know, halfway into the movie. I'm like, oh fuck, that's Jared Leto. I didn't even realize it. But
it's Jordan Catalano.
Sure. He's one of those guys that people seem to like want to pile onto, and I'm fine with Jared Leto. It's fine.
I think he's interesting. I think he can be really good. I think I didn't love his Joker, but it was at least something different. I mean, it was a different take on a character that's been around for a long fucking time.
Yeah, and wasn't Heath
Ledger? It's when you're an actor who like maybe takes themselves a little too seriously, it can be kind of easy to like pile on that a little bit when you're like, all right, dude, like chill the fuck out.
Take it down a notch.
Like bring it down a notch. Jordan
Relax.
Catalano, okay, man. You're the Joker. All right. It's like okay to like ease it down. It's like ease it down a notch.
Just a bit.
Just a little bit. Just a bit. You don't have to quite be. It's like that guy in Succession. There's that whole article about him being like an insane method actor, It's
Christ.
Where
I can't stand
all the other actor. Where all the other actors are like exhausted.
Actors?
No, I can't stand that show.
Oh,
it's so fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
people love that show.
I saw a great tweet where someone's like, every time I see a still from Succession, it looks like a stock photo of like an office.
Yeah.
Where it's just like two people across from each other.
The first episode, I'm like, is this like a really serious take on The Office? Like, because that's what it felt like. Like, this is the corporation. That because it's so ridiculous and over the top. I mean, at one point, I basically turned it off after the guy's jerking off in his office on the windows because he got a corner office. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching here? Why am I watching this? Yeah,
you're like, what? Wow, you get that corner office, maybe you'd whip it out.
Maybe I never will, but maybe if I did.
Know.
I don't know. You're right, Tom. I have no idea.
Office. I'm on the northwest corner of our house.
Of the basement. I'm in the basement. I got a window in the basement now.
Nice. Little sunshine.
Little sunshine occasionally.
Well, back to Suicide Blaze. After I completely derailed us with House of Gucci. I just wanted to rip on Lady Gaga's.
I just love that we live in a world where Suicide Squad is probably a top 5 property for DC now. between what's going on with Peacemaker and movie properties and everything. I mean, did you ever foresee a world where Suicide Squad was one of the biggest books that DC publishes?
Dude, the idea that Peacemaker is like the biggest show on HBO Max and like
Right?
a gigantic hit that everyone's talking about, a character that was a Charlton character that was so dumb in its creation and just like, I mean, it
Have
was,
you read some of the Charlton stuff?
yeah, it's come on, man. It's like, what are we going to do this month? Well, we'll just put a guy that loves peace. It's so much that
he loves peace so much he's willing to fight for it.
Yeah.
it's so bad. But the fact that James Gunn was able to turn that into a gigantic hit, who would have thought that? Like, I mean, the idea of that property that hasn't ever been anything, fucking Peacemaker, that he's turned it into this monstrous hit, and we'll probably have a spin-off. You know, it's just like, that's insane that that can happen to some of these characters. Never give up a IP, I guess.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
That's
I was
the
just
lesson.
going to say that. Yeah, you never. That's those companies are IP companies now. That's what they do. They have intellectual properties that they make money on. Like, like Groot before Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, right.
I mean, yeah.
Who gave a shit about Groot?
Yeah.
I mean, who gave a shit about Yoda? I mean, not that people didn't give a shit about Yoda, but people kind of stopped caring about Yoda in the pop culture sense, 20 years ago. And then Baby Yoda. All it takes is Baby Yoda, and it's like the biggest goddamn
baby.
It's hot. Yoda's back.
Yoda's back all the way.
Well, since we kind of briefly talked about sperm, do you guys want to talk some more about sperm?
Sure. Which one?
I have something kind of interesting and funny. I think we'll see if it's funny, but it's definitely sort of interesting.
I was gonna say, this isn't the new sponsor, right?
No, this is not the new sponsor.
Oh, okay, good.
So Nick Offerman, Nick Offerman from Parks and Rec, and
he was the narrator for American Rock Stars, the Peacock original 3-part documentary about the U.S. Olympic curling gold medal team.
Beautiful. He plays a porn director and distributor in the Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee show.
Does he? Have you watched that yet?
Yes. Oh, yes. No.
Nice.
No.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is that Sebastian Stan?
Yes, it is.
Is he just like the it guy now?
I guess he does a pretty good Tommy Lee. I mean, I gotta give.
Well,
but the funny thing is,
yeah,
I keep watching it and I keep going, because he's playing Tommy Lee so douchey, just like such an idiot and such a douche. And I'm like, man, he seems like he's over the top. And then I'm like, no, that's pretty much what Tommy Lee was.
Yeah.
Sorry to say, it does make you. The one thing I will say about it is, it does show, and I think this was sort of the part of the point, or at least part of the way that they kind of maybe felt okay about doing it, because it does not portray Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee in a very good light in the beginning. But at some point you start to see like what this video did to them, especially Pam Anderson. Like,
this is like
seeing that happen, like being on set for Baywatch and seeing the crew guys watching the video kind of thing. I don't give a fuck what you think about Pam Anderson. That's shitty for anybody.
Yeah.
To have to deal with something like that. And
nobody knew what the internet was going to be capable of. This was kind of the first like, oh shit, like video that
absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's not very good. I don't think it's very good, but it does kind of show you a different perspective, I guess. But anyway, all right, back to sperm. So Offerman put out a newsletter thing. He just started on what's that I can't think of Substack. He started a Substack.
Oh, okay.
And so I signed up for it because I like him. And his first one was basically him saying, I forgot to ask people for questions. I was going to ask people to ask me questions for the first one, and I forgot to. So I asked some friends of mine or people that I know to ask me questions. And so one of the questions was from, I think it's his brother, Matt Offerman in Minooka,
Mhm.
Illinois. And Matt Offerman
Wait, and
asked
where?
him, Minooka,
Oh, God, he's from. Okay, yeah.
Minooka, Minooka. Am I saying that
Mm-hmm.
improperly?
Minooka.
Basically, he asked, explain in detail how Lois Lane could survive an orgasm from Superman. And I just thought
Hilarious.
it was kind of funny, and he goes into sort of detail about it, but at the end of it, he really didn't give much of a explanation one way or the other on what would happen or anything. So I decided to do some math and
Oh
try and
no.
figure out. All right, so
Oh God.
now obviously I'm not a mathematician or know anything about physics, but I just
Did you stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night?
No, I did not. But I tried to put this together. Okay, so the average human male running top speed is about 8 miles an hour. Okay.
Mhm.
Superman's top running speed, according to one source that I looked up, is 7,200,000 miles per hour. So Superman is approximately 900 times faster than the average human being. All right. The average male ejaculation is approximately 25 miles per hour in velocity. So Superman's ejaculation we could reasonably estimate to be 900,000 times faster, or traveling at approximately 22,500,000 miles per hour. Now, a healthy adult male expels on average 1.25 to 5 milliliters of semen every time they ejaculate.
Oh no.
This is roughly 1/4 to 1 teaspoon. And the average density of a male ejaculate is 1 gram per milliliter. Considering it's Superman, we should probably err on the high end of things. So we're going to say an average of 5 milliliters or 5 grams of ejaculate. A 5.56 NATO round weighs 5.16 grams. So it's an equivalent to Superman's ejaculation. And when fired from an AR-15, it has a muzzle velocity of 1,678 feet per second. So every time Superman blows a load, it is essentially a bullet traveling at 33 million feet per second, or nearly 20,000 times as fast as the bullet coming out of an AR-15. So there you go. There's your. So the idea: how could Lois Lane possibly survive ejaculation from Superman? She could not. She would not have.
Yeah.
The only
guys.
Yeah, the only possible way she could survive is if he used his speed to pull out in time. That would be the only way.
Which he always would.
Which he's Superman, of course.
How much time and research did you put into this today?
Not that much, honestly. It was it was just me messing around with some, just volume and feet per second equations, and my math's terrible. Sean Wheatley said, "Brian, check your math." I'm not checking my math. It's not that important. Sean, you check my fucking math. I don't really.
It's rock solid.
I think it's
science.
Yes,
it's
absolutely.
Science.
Put that on Wikipedia, baby. Locked in.
So 33 million feet per second is what he does. So there you go. Kryptoniums have a lower volume of sperm because it is 7 million more times potent. Nature finds a way. Shut up, Sean Wheatley.
He just went all Jeff Goldblum on you.
I don't know. I just thought it was kind of a funny thing that Nick Offerman was talking about, and so I decided to take it a little further to see what we could come up with.
All the way to the end of the road.
Pretty deadly, pretty goddamn deadly. More deadly than any high caliber rifle round.
Yeah,
exists.
You're ridiculous.
I know.
Yeah. We're getting to the end of this here show here in a few minutes. You told us that we did have? Do we have a read? Are we doing a read?
No, not this week.
Not the. Oh, okay.
No.
We missed weeks. Okay. Thank God.
If you read my show notes,
I'm sorry. You are right. A lot going on.
No, nothing this week. Next week,
okay.
we will. So.
All right, cool. We probably have time to chat one more comic. Tom, you got anything?
Did you guys already talk about Human Target?
No.
All right, there you go.
Tom is,
Tom's kids broke him this week.
Yeah. Boom.
boom, human target.
Number 4. What was the last one last week? Number 4. Is it the 4th one?
I think so.
It's the one with Blue Beetle, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
Blue Beetle.
Yeah.
Number 4, chapter 4.
Chapter 4, yes.
Yes.
It was good. Like they've all been. They've all been great. This one too. A lot of Ted Cord just talking endlessly.
They kind of did Ted bad. Tom King kind of did Ted Cord dirty a little bit.
Well,
I mean,
that's okay.
A little
'cause
bit.
I feel like everyone always treats Ted Cord as like, you know, Mr. Nice Guy. You know, it's just like boom, boom, boom. You know, Ted's just such a nice guy. So I kind of like seeing
he is a
Ted.
nice guy.
He is, yeah.
He just won't shut up.
He won't stop talking. He does seem to. I was wondering, like, you know, when he's around Booster, he never gets to talk because Booster's doesn't ever stop talking, right? So it's probably like, hey, now's my time to talk. Now I've had all this bottled up, and I get to say something finally. So yeah,
I'm a genius. Billionaire.
What'd you guys think of the Beetlemobile or whatever the ship design? I thought it was a little different than what I usually see. I thought it was really cool. I mean, Greg Smallwood's awesome, but I like the design of the ship.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, I think it's kind of fun to see Blue Beetle and Booster Gold not together. You know, like you kind of see Ted Cord. Yeah, you know, it's like the sort of portrayal of him is kind of like he's kind of long-winded and he sort of just like keeps talking until he tells the thing that that he's looking for. Like the best way to figure it out is to get Ted Cord drunk because he won't stop talking and he'll just end up telling you the thing that you want to know, right? And like that's who he is, right? And like I thought it was interesting because it made him very human, you know, but not like in a bad way. Like, which is kind of like how they've sort of treated all the JLI members a little bit, is like kind of made them a little more like they're still humorous, but kind of gave them a little bit more of like a full, like well-rounded sort of vibe to them, you know, where like Booster's kind of, you know, you always know Booster's kind of a goofball. He's like going back in time to get like bagel ingredients, but he's like, you know, mostly harmless and kind of like not totally sure what he's doing, you know, and like kind of can't get it all together. And like, then, you know, Ted sort of is like the, you know, the more organized one, but even he doesn't want to give Ted the money directly. So it's like this very like real friendship, you know, where it's like, you know, like I could help him, but I want him to do this on his own, you know, like,
yeah.
But then in the end, he didn't, you know, like it's felt very real, like a real friendship.
Yeah,
which is sort of how they portrayed all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I love how Smallwood has been able to kind of create this weird modern, quote unquote, modern DC world that is also like this, you know, 1950s mid-century, you know, throwback. This artistically, it gives me, you know, giant amount of joy to read this and see how, you know, it's like it's modern day, but it's mid-century, and I don't know how they've been able to do that and do it so convincingly. It's, you know, it's super cool though.
Good art will do it.
Yeah.
Could you imagine anything worse though when you have like, I don't know, what is it? You have 10 days or 8 days to live and you're just stuck listening to this guy drone on and on.
Yeah, just endlessly talking.
Shutting up. All right, Ted, just get to it already.
Mm-hmm. Tell me the thing I'm looking for.
The clock is ticking, man.
Yeah.
Do you? I'm at this point. I'm kind of assuming that Ice is the killer, or you know, is the person. You know what I mean? Like
the femme fatale makes a lot of sense. You know, you thinking this?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking that it's why is he? You know, he's spending so much time with the relationship and having him fall in love with her. It's like, okay, this is not. There's no way that this works out in the end. And yeah, it makes sense. And I don't think it'll be. I think it'll be something like accidental, or there's some reason she did it. I don't know. Knowing Tom King, it'll be, something kind of gut wrenching or whatever. But yeah, I just get that feeling like, gosh, he's spending a lot of time, and it's really well done. It's beautiful, sort of elegant, relationship that they're finding themselves in. This, this sort of romance that they're finding themselves in. But in the back of my mind, it's like, there's no way that this is. She's either playing or something.
It's
like,
doomed.
or she knows who did it, and she's playing
protecting somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Fire.
It's gonna end up being Nort.
No.
And on that note, I do love how much of this is like Tom King's love letter to JLI.
Yeah, it's also he's writing a lot of relationship stuff now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, like Catwoman, Batman, Catwoman. He's writing, and he's been writing this sort of love affair relationship in Batman and Catwoman forever.
I fell off of that. It's one of those that I think I need to read as a collection. I stopped reading that in single issues.
I'm jaded, so romance. Somehow Tom King has figured out he's writing romance comic books in mainstream DC.
That's okay.
I know so many guys wanted. Ed Brubaker used to always say he wanted to write romance books and stuff, but
he went Jughead is when he went.
That was another. Yeah, well, that's a romance book, isn't it? Isn't Jughead essentially? He's looking for love. He's searching for love.
Yeah,
sure.
Jughead just wants to be loved.
All right.
Don't we all? Don't we all?
All right. Well,
sorry, Sean Wheatley. You're right. It is Valentine's season, and I didn't mean to snap at you, Sean. I was just messing around too.
That's fine. We love you, Sean. I have a little bit of something. I got hit by a little cold, so
you got curling COVID. You got curling COVID.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think I just got a little cold, but I'll take my rapid test. If you guys want to stick around and keep going, you can. But I'm gonna shut off.
Just taking off.
Yeah, I'm more out. I'm more out.
Well, that's okay.
Industry news.
No, I'm all good. I got my Spunk story and my Superman.
Yeah, you did
Super
your
Spunk.
math.
Did some math. We talked industry news.
Mm-hmm.
We talked some comics.
Covered all the hottest topics in comics news.
Something like that.
Everyone's talking about.
All the news that's fit to print.
Yes.
On Twitter. On Twitter.
140 characters at a time. Or did they double that? I don't know. I've been on Twitter in a long time. All right. So we talked about Patreon earlier. So check that out. And that's what
hey, I want to request people, if you haven't in a while, haven't given us a review. If you like the show, please go to iTunes or Spotify. You can now rate us on Spotify. So go give us, if you listen on Spotify, please rate us 5 stars, or go to iTunes and give us a rating or a good review. If you like the show, we'd really appreciate it. So please do.
But only if you like us. Don't.
Only if you like us. If you don't like us, I don't know why you're listening.
If you don't, why have you gotten this far?
Yeah, well, this is the end of the show. We've been doing this for
the end of the show.
400 fucking episodes. Why are you still listening?
There's somebody who just hate listening to us every week. Just,
God, I hope that's true.
I hate listening.
Yeah, hate listener.
Yeah.
If you're a hate listener, email us and tell us how much you hate us.
Actually, if you're a hate listener, just actually write a review, because I'd love to hear. Just listen to these 3 morons who can't
Oh no, they're usually only talking about one of the morons.
They can't remember the names of any of the things they're talking about.
So not to make you feel bad, Chris, but there was a
don't care.
I was experimenting with I don't know, live streaming something on my phone while we were doing an ACTV, and I was live streaming, but the problem was that it was only my end of the conversation, and somebody texted, "Oh, I can't hear Chris. This is great."
Oh no!
I think they were just joking. Just
Yeah, I think that's a joke.
yeah, just kidding around. Everybody loves Chris. Come on,
Yeah.
buddy.
But
We
someone
love
got
you.
mad at me for like spoiling things. It's what we do. We talk about things.
Yeah. Should we should do when the Olympics are over, we should have a Patreon exclusive curling roundup, Olympic curling roundup.
Ooh, I'll do that. Yeah, absolutely.
episode, yeah.
I'll do that for sure.
You guys
Talk
can.
about-
You guys can do that.
Yeah, we can sit
I'll-
down, we can talk, talk about all the highlights, the lowlights, like where things are headed.
Yeah.
Talk shit about the
Yep.
other countries.
Stupid.
It'd
Swiss.
probably be the number one show we ever did.
It could be.
It'd probably be
Why
oh,
do-
I wanted to say hello. I don't know how you say it in Belgian, but we've for some reason we have a ton of new Belgium listeners. So welcome, people
Yes.
of Belgium. Welcome, Belgium. We enjoy your company. Thanks for listening. Just
We're
wanted.
huge
Are-
in
are-
Belgium.
We're giant in Belgium.
Stroop waffles. That feels like a Belgian thing, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I
Yeah.
don't,
Okay.
Those things are delicious.
I'm not
Yeah,
even
thank
sure
you.
where. I'm not even sure where Belgium is. I'm not even.
You know where France is?
Some
over here.
fucking bot, some bot in Belgium had a short
Repeat
circuit and
downloads.
Yeah,
downloaded
right.
400 episodes.
Yeah.
Nah.
Again,
Download
enter,
again.
Enter.
Yeah.
All right,
Like-
guys. Always good to talk with you. We will be back. Sal and I have ACTV this week.
It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
we'll
gonna
figure
happen.
it out.
Yeah, we'll figure
it
something
out.
out. Maybe
Maybe a
earlier or
bye
something.
week. Maybe a bye week. We'll see.
Yeah.
Once again, our trade talk is Old Man Logan by Mark Miller and Steve McNiven. We've got our Quentin Tarantino podcast coming up in a couple weeks here. It's
It's
the
gonna be a
Jolee
new
Super
Tom
Sounds.
versus. New Tom
Oh,
versus soon. I might
Nice. Which
record
one?
that
You're on
tomorrow.
Tom versus what?
Issue 9 of Freedom Fighters.
Okay.
There's only so many.
Happy New
Yeah,
Year.
that
Is
don't-
it a Happy New Year episode or
Oh no,
a Valentine's and a Valentine's Day special?
I guess in a way. I mean, they all are.
Oh.
The sexual tension is thick.
Between
With the human
bomb.
bomb and who?
The human bombs and his tight suit, his suit that he's got to wear constantly, and Doll Man's got a girlfriend.
There's just something about it, the way he explodes all the time.
Yeah,
Just,
Oh,
Uncle
God.
Uncle Sam and his powerful legs.
his big forearms. Got those jacked forearms.
He's got those big
Sleeves.
legs. He's got that Hulk jump, where it's like you can't fly.
Strength
He
of the
can-
American spirit, my friends.
You can jump a really long way. I mean, it is funny because it's like there's a scene in the newest issue where he was like, I was there with George Washington at Valley Forge. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, Lincoln at Gettysburg. I'm like, I don't think Lincoln was there, but okay. And then Teddy Roosevelt in San Juan. And I was like, that one, we might want to ease up on our
Association.
you
Okay.
could have stuck. Yeah, I mean that one's a little more ambiguous. I think Valley Forge is like a good space.
I was in
for
the
you to
rice
hang.
paddies of Vietnam,
Oh, God.
Yeah,
knee
exactly.
deep
It's like,
in. Whoa,
I was
whoa.
with LBJ. It's like, hey, ooh, I don't know if that one.
I was with
wanna
Kennedy.
use
in
that-
Dallas.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was with LBJ in a rice paddy, and vegan. And it's like, oh my god. Okay, Uncle Sam, ease up.
Relax.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right,
maybe
so
even maybe did he mean the Gettysburg Address?
I would say
He
that
had
seems
to have.
stretched,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gettysburg
dude.
Address. Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah.
still lame. But
But to say Gettysburg is kind of weird. Yeah, to say but he must
like
have
because
meant-
you Valley for you.
Yeah.
I'll go. I'm gonna send. I'll send DC a letter. Can you
Oh, I'm sure.
clarify? In this 19, is he talking about the Battle of Gettysburg
Or the
because the other
address?
two are battles? So
Where's
I
Roy
don't-
Thomas when you need him? We got.
Yeah.
We need Roy. Answer
Yeah,
this
that's
email.
is that a Roy Thomas book?
No, it's Roy Thomas would know the answer though. But
Yeah, that's all I meant. Roy
he-
Thomas.
he-
would-
he would-
Yeah.
Yes, he would know the answer.
Sean Wheatley's right. Cancel Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam's canceled.
Cancel Sam.
Cancel,
It
hashtag
was just
cancel.
it's just as he worked down the list, I was like, okay, like okay, stop
Listen,
at 3.
hey.
We're getting some weird.
He is an uncle. I mean, he is an
Yeah,
uncle.
Yeah,
It's-
an uncle's got to say something uncomfortable.
It's like just yeah, like you're good now. I don't want to hear where we're going, where we're going next.
In my day,
Yeah, guess what?
Uncle Sam's a son of a bitch on Thanksgiving. He should. Then he's just.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like
Pain in the ass.
oh,
Goes on and on. Just.
Get a couple bourbons in him.
Oh.
Was
Yeah.
that Valley Forge? Yeah.
All right,
I know.
Uncle Sam. Okay, time to go home. Let's call you an Uber.
I got yeah.
Tell you
I
how
can
cold
drive. I don't need someone else driving me.
I have powerful legs. I can jump wherever I want to go.
Where's my hat?
Oh, God, you gotta hear about his fucking legs again. Every issue, how strong his legs are. It's
I
like,
now want
okay,
an
dude.
episode
Well,
of Drunk Uncle Sam. just,
it's like,
just
yeah, it's Uncle Sam talking about his legs, and then like just discovering that one of the freedom fighters has a new power. Just like every issue, it's like this guy is telepathic now. This guy's I don't know. He's got telekinesis. This guy, it's like. Yeah,
always
he's got.
had it.
I don't know.
He just decided.
Yeah,
to
the
use
human
it.
bomb, his whole body now explodes, not just his hands. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Phantom Lady can
Listen.
phase through things. It's fine. I don't know.
don't be shocked when the human bomb has his own show on Disney Plus and
Right.
on
When it
HBO,
comes up.
and
How
HBO
long
Max.
until Freedom Fighters is like the next huge
Right.
IP, after the
James
movie.
Gunn's already
I mean-
working on it.
Yeah.
You could do a pretty good Freedom Fighters like show that is about like they're like they fucking suck. It's like I get why the Nazis won on Earth X. These guys can't do anything. They've had like 6 headquarters and 9 issues. They're just like hanging out in abandoned warehouses all the time. Like just traveling around upstate New York. Just like these guys can't
Poughkeepsie.
get anything
Where-
done.
What are you guys
They
doing
don't
in
have-
the Catskills again?
Yeah, they don't have a car. They don't have a plane. Black Condor's got to carry everyone literally, like where they go. It's pathetic. Go back to Earth X. Get out of here.
Oh, I love it. All right, so you'll get more of that on Tom versus the Freedom Fighters. That's part of the Patreon stuff. Everyone, thank you for listening or watching or listening and watching. We'll be back next Thursday with an all new episode. Who's your Super Bowl pick? Both you guys?
Who's playing?
It's Cincinnati and LA. Rams.
Oh yeah, that's right. I want to go for the Rams just because I kind of want what's his name from Detroit to win because he
Stafford.
suffered.
Stafford.
Yeah, he seemed like a pretty good dude, and like he sucks so bad in Detroit because that organization's worse than the Bears. And
Pretty much.
so it's like, yeah, go win something. Go get your trophy, big guy. But
Yeah.
Everybody gets a trophy.
it's pretty cool Cincinnati's in there. I mean, geez.
Yeah. I'm
been a
kind of.
while.
I don't know. I honestly, I don't care. It's not going to affect my life either
Yeah.
way.
Is there going to be any curling conflicts? Is there going to be?
I'm
You can be able to watch it.
Well, let me put it this way: I'll be watching curling probably instead of the Super Bowl. It's the Olympics, man. I'd much
dude.
rather care about who wins between Sweden and Canada in curling in the Olympics than the
Go Belgium. Are they in the Olympics? Do they
No,
Olympic
they do not
anything?
have an Olympic curling team.
Oh shit.
Do they have
Another-
like cool Do they have like awesome commercials during the Olympic curling, like in the Super Bowl? Like
Oh,
They have
Wait till-
Preparation H commercials and
I usually watch
Slacks.
the Canadian feeds, but which Canadian I like
Tim
Canadian
Horton,
commercials.
just Tim Hortons commercials and like
Yeah, that was so we're in a pool. You have to pick and pool for the men's Olympic tournament, and my team name is Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons Here's a Who.
Tim Hortons. Here's a who.
It's just Tim Hortons and Boston Pizza ads, for all the weird Canadian chains.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. All right. So we'll be back next Thursday after the Super Bowl.
We might be able to do so. I mean, I don't know.
Your Olympic curling update, probably right after that. So in the meantime,
In between time,
we'll be everywhere in
and around comics.
Dun, dun, dun.